Hello everyone and welcome to Too Much Tech, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing the Pulsar XLITE V2 version of the mouse that I did not think would be vastly improved, but in direct comparison to the V1 there is some huge differences between the two different mice. And in addition to the V2 we also had the V2 Mini in the house as well, so we will be taking a close look at this mouse, and this is the one that I've actually been spending most of my time using because I'm already so familiar with this Zowie EC shape of mice. This one is definitely not widely available, and I've been having a lot of fun using this one. One of the biggest differences that you're going to notice right off the bat is that on the sides of the mouse, the shell is now solid in comparison to having holes on the areas where you grip the mouse on the previous version of the mouse, but they somehow managed to keep the weight exactly the same at 59 grams. So very nice job by Pulsar by keeping the weight exactly the same and also adding more material to give you a better grip and a more solid feel. The build quality is definitely improved, even though the XLITE wireless, I do feel like at this point the build quality was already perfected and I don't have like any creaking issues, but this one does feel just a little bit more rigid than the other version of the XLITE wireless. Of course, these mice came out in 2022, so they do feature USB Type-C, which is 100% a must in my opinion for new gaming mice. They should all come with USB Type-C. But one other really nice thing that Pulsar did include in the box is this very good cable for charging your mouse whenever it happens to die on you while you're playing. And as you guys can see, it is extremely flexible. The weight balance is now 100% perfect. You can grab the mouse right in the middle and the mouse will stay completely balanced. Where in comparison, when you try the older XLITE, if I loosen my fingers just a little bit, the mouse goes right down. It is very top heavy, and I didn't really notice it at first until I started using the XLITE V2 Mini as well as the normal XLITE V2. Grabbing the mouse and shaking it around, it does not feel front heavy at all, but when I go back to using the XLITE wireless, I definitely feel a little bit more weight swinging around in that front end of the mouse, which can throw off your aim a little bit if you're used to a perfectly balanced mouse. But using the XLITE V2 Mini as I have for many hours, I definitely feel the difference using the XLITE V2 Mini quite a bit. So I'm glad that this one is perfectly balanced and it is a very good improvement. Speaking of other great improvements, the scroll wheel is raised up 1mm and is also easier to actuate as well in comparison to the previous version. You could kind of spam it, but it definitely took a lot more effort, where this definitely feels a lot more effortless. Between all three mice, these are using KLGM 8.0 switches, so they are top tier switches, extremely clicky as well as spammable, and they're using those on the side buttons as well, so the side buttons even are very clicky. The sensor is the same, it is the 3370, and you also get great wireless performance as well as battery life because this is rated to last up to 70 hours on a single charge. And I haven't had to charge any of them. I just plugged in the cable to see how flexible it was, and it's really good, but I don't know when the next time I'm going to need to charge this thing is going to be because the battery life is just so long. And Pulsar also does have software if you want to go ahead and further customize the DPI levels on your mouse. I would like to see a DPI button somewhere up top because I usually do use that in game for some things, but on other mice like the Logitech G Pro Superlight that also doesn't have one, it's not necessarily the biggest deal because I never map anything that's too critically important to that button anyways, especially since I test a ton of different products and I know that not every mouse has a dedicated DPI button on the top of the mouse. It would be nice to see it, but understand weight savings, all that good stuff, whatever. But Final Mouse did it. I'm just saying. One last thing that's great about this mouse is the fact that you can use your existing Super Glide skates on the V2 Mini because the size of the skates is exactly the same. So that's one less thing you have to worry about. You can just buy the regular Super Glide skates for a Pulsar XLITE wireless and you are good to go. But otherwise, that is pretty much it. I really hope that this is the last time that I look at the Pulsar XLITE. I'm glad that they came out with the mini version because that is something that is hugely underdone in this industry, is that there's not enough versions of the full-size mice because we want to have a smaller option as well as a normal size option, and depending on the size of the mouse in its base form, maybe even a plus size version of that mouse as well. But the mini is definitely welcome. I like this mouse a lot and I actually prefer the XLITE V2 Mini over the standard size XLITE V2. Even though the standard size is better as far as comfort and ergonomics, I just prefer the mini for gaming just because it feels a little bit easier to claw grip with my massive hands. And the next thing that I want to see from Pulsar is the symmetrical mouse that they have coming up later this summer. Hopefully that comes very soon. Maybe I can get an early look at that one too. I don't know. I would love to. I'd love to check it out. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoy, feel free to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new as well, and yeah, drop a comment in the comment section below. What do you guys want to see next from Pulsar? Because they've been doing a pretty good job. They got that keyboard that they came out with that was really good. The XLITE mice for the past year have been absolutely fantastic. Honestly, at this point, I'm ready to see something else new. I'm glad that within a year they were able to release a wireless and mini version all at once. They skipped the wire, said forget it, going straight wireless with the mini version. That's great, but I want to see something new. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you again for watching. Take care.